to Seven Trumpets Prepper. And guys, in this video, I'm going to warn you first and foremost that this video may get pulled from YouTube. I'm starting to test the waters just to see what I can get away with around here. This will be definitely posted up on Patreon, so if you haven't checked out Patreon, make sure to check link video description below. Take you straight there. It's free, except for the viewer-supported Hard Truth Show. That's the only thing that's pretty much paid over there other than events and giveaways. So, long and short of it, for those that have been alive, and especially in the past 5 years, I just want you to take note that what went on, the mind manipulation that went on during CV19 is going on right now on the tail end of the Kirk incident. I'm just going to call it the Kirk incident because as more and more facts and more evidence comes out, it is becoming apparent something is not right about this situation. And I'm going to make a whole stream about that. That's going to be on the Hard Truth Show that's coming up on this month in October after Day of Atonement. If you want to see that, I'll have a whole stream going on about that. That'll be the first official stream over on Patreon for the Hard Truth Show, because it'll be all the previous, you can see it over here now on YouTube, but all the ones moving forward will be over there on Patreon. But if you lived during CV19, I remember when we were told that the pandemic was of the unjabbed. I'll just say that. And if you want to pull up the video, you see your wonderful President Biden is saying that about people like me that refuse to bend the knee. Okay? So, you know, you have that, right? And then, long and short of it, you move forward, and now anybody that questions narratives, they're a conspiracy theorist, or especially in this hour of right now that's going on, as I just did a video too about how that there's going to be a great false revival going on right now, and so many other things that just people are just being blindsided yet again. And what's stupid and so terrible is it always takes far on the back end for people to look back and be like, oh yeah, that was right. And I'll give you a clear example of this. So the CDC just shared, and I think I can, on CapCut, I can share this in while I'm talking. If not, I'll put a link to it in the video description below. I'm still learning the new software that I'm using over on Patreon, CapCut. Great stuff. Really love it for video editing, because I'm an electrician, not a video editor, so just bear with me. But anyway, it said in the article pretty much, and all the information, whatever, that now they've decided that for you to take the JAB, it is should be a personal decision, and that, you know, it's not like a recommended thing that you have to go through or whatever anymore. This is coming literally from the panel at the CDC. And I'm just like, man, ain't that something? Where was that thought process? I don't know, like 2019 to 2023? I mean, depending on where you were on this flat, geostationary flat Earth under a firmament dome with waters above and waters below. As Scripture describes in the book of Amos, literally says that there's a firmament above. I mean, that's in the scripts, right? Especially if you read the New American Standard Version. And, you know, where was that mentality at? Because if you were in 1984 Orwell's Australia, you were sent to internment camps. And if you were here in America, you were the scum of the earth and the actual plague, because you didn't go along with everybody else. So if you decided to be the 27%, let's see, 73%, 73% decided to participate, 72 point something, I believe is what the statistics said. So if you decided to be the 27 point something percent, the minority that didn't want to participate in it, then you were the bad guy. And I say all this not out of pettiness. I say all this is I want you to see a recent thing that took place and understand that the following thing is taking place again. So it's fresh. So unless you've been given over strong delusion like 2 Thessalonians and a reprobate mind has just been downloaded into you, then at this point, I would think that it would be a reasonable assertion to think that you, the viewer that's watching this, or you conveying this to people that you know because you're in the know, would wake up and be like, man, there is something seriously wrong here. Like, why is there so many questionable things with this narrative? And honestly, I seen just a bit of that memorial the other day for Kirk, and it was bothersome to me. Like, I felt like I was like watching Monday night WWF, and I hate to say the pagan days of the week, but I really just need to convey this. Father, please forgive me for even saying that, because I just try not to say the pagan days of the week anymore because they're named after false deities. And once again, Father, please forgive my sins. But like, I felt like I was watching Raw, like WWF Raw at the first of the week. Like there was like fireworks display, you know, like the spray coming up before people walked out, and I mean, literally, you just needed like The Rock or Stone Cold Steve Austin to come out there, and just it was weird. And I don't mean to be irreverent. You know, I've been to memorials for people, celebrations of life. It was very sobering. It was very different. You know, my father passed away just a little over a year ago, and like, I didn't take pictures of myself reaching over, saying goodbye to him in his casket. I kissed him on the forehead, and, you know, I kissed him goodbye before they took him away. You know, I helped the hospice clean him up. Those things don't go through my, you know, like having a videography of that or taking pictures is not going through my mind when I'm saying goodbye to one of the most precious people to me in my entire life on their end of their journey. It's just weird, man. It's just freaking weird. And the whole past couple weeks has just been weird. Honest to goodness, it's like, I don't know how to express it, but for those that have been born like in the 80s, late 70s, early 80s, even early 90s, to watch these past 20 years, things have just went from like weird to really weird to what the flip. And this right now is the weirdest weirdness is going on right now, because you see narratives be told, and then those that are in authority change that narrative, and then as that adapts, then the narrative adapts again. And we've seen this with CV19. You know, it was this, and then it was put on a mask, and well, then the masks don't really work, and then blah 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 blah, and then well blah blah blah, and then in the end it's like, you know, forget it, just don't worry about it, you don't have to participate. It's like, and now years later, it's like, well, we really don't even recommend that you have to do this. It's like, ain't that astonishing? Because the last I seen, the Gestapo out here on the street and the Nazi SS was telling me otherwise, and that I couldn't go out in public and stand your hind end 6 feet away from everybody. You know, and this whole false revival, if you didn't see the video, go over and check it out on Patreon. Links below. It's free to watch. You can see it on YouTube here unless they pull it down. I talked about that, and you know, the whole situation is doing a same run through as I seen with CV19, and it's the first time I really can be like litmus test and get an air temp feel that that's exactly what's going on. And while the things that went on with CV19, so many laws and changes and things that went on around the world during that time, as I pointed out already, you know, during that week and a couple weeks, you know, the same day that this went down, I mean, you had the Epstein vote, you had all these things that me and Brother Tim talked about the other night on the first Bonafide Truth show that aired on my Patreon. You know, me and Tim's partnered up to do that show weekly now too. We discussed that the other day with so many other things, and I thought it was a fire conversation. I love Tim to death, and so grateful to have him in my life and friend. And it's weird to me, though, that every time this stuff goes down, like massive laws and changes and instances take place, and I don't know what it's going to take to wake people up. I honestly believe that the coming of Messiah, they will still be this return, recycled mindset that just goes on with people, and it's getting harder and harder for me to like integrate into society, because everyone just seems to be asleep at the wheel. And I don't mean I know it all. I'm not saying that at all. But you look back and people come to you now and they're like, man, I'm sorry about that. I was wrong about it. I don't care. I don't care. Whether you apologize, you don't apologize, you forgive me, you don't forgive me, it's not going to change. Luke is going to do what I'm going to do. Like there is people today, no matter how much you try to rehabilitate them, they are a career criminal. Like, if somebody was a rapist out here, I'm just going to take an extreme. If somebody is a rapist and a murderer, when you let them out again, guess what? They are going to be a rapist and murderer again. Okay? Most often. That's just the stamp cookie cutter they're going to go right back to, right? I am going to serve the Most High Yah. I have stood on the same principles ever since that I come out of Babylon, and have continued to learn the truth and try to apply it to life, to my life. It is not going to change at the end. If tomorrow everyone said, hey, we're going to have this mass revival, and JC is the way, the truth, and the life, I'm going to remind them, Yahushua is the way, the truth, and the life, and no man come to the Father except by him. The JC guy from Rome, don't know him, bro. And remember, until the 1600s, it was an I. So, that spelt out the beginning of his name. And that's facts, and that's on the history books. And it's also in the 1611 original print. So, you know, like, and I don't want to misquote that. I believe, the copy I have, the 1611 original copy, it's early 1600s. I believe the original 1600 copy reprint I have actually has it as IESUS in there too. So, I digress. This, though, needs to be taken account. Like I told people, take note of those that participated during the time of 2019 to 2024, 23, 24, right? Take note of those people. Now, I'm going to tell you, I do a 2-strike rule. Forget the third. I do a 2-strike rule, people. You watch very carefully the people that participate and get wrapped up in this that's going on right now. Because I assure you, as sure as the sun is going to rise in the east here tomorrow and set in the west, and there won't be no rapture because people saying tomorrow's the rapture. Oh, goodness. That I got to get into it another time. But in the wake of all this going on, just as sure as the sun will rise and set tomorrow, just keep this in mind, that those that get wrapped up in this narrative now, and they get that patriotic zeal, and they get that revival feel in them, many of them are going to go down for anything that comes forward to this. The Great Deceptions, Project Bluebeam, Alien Invasion, which is demons, whole 9 yards, folks. You just go ahead and lay out a buffet of your thoughts, your bingo card, lay it out, and go ahead and just stamp every one of them for all the people that give into these two, because it's going to be right down the line. They'll follow the rest of it right down the line. And I hate to say that. I know that seems very brutal and unkind, but I am trying my best to shoot straight with you guys. I have spoken parables for now 14 years. I think I've had to speak pretty much in parables on YouTube for 14 years. And I'm just letting it all ride now. Like this, if you've ever wanted to meet the real version of Lucas Cameron, if you've ever wanted to meet the real, genuine, 110% version of Seven Trumpets Prepper, this is the guy. Ask my wife, ask my friends, ask those that's close to me, ask people that's met me in person. I am shooting straight with you today from the, Feast of Trumpets forward. You just go ahead and count any content you ever see, buddy. That is 100% on target at that point. I am not letting loose. So, guys, just know this. We are in weird times. And what we've seen during CV19 is replaying in the wake of the Kirk incident. And you need to be mindful of people and mark them, their behavior, because I'm going to tell you, in the years ahead, these are the very people that's going to be a danger to you and your well-being. Because whatever the establishment, whatever the New World Order, whatever religion, whatever the government says, they're going to follow it hook, line, and sinker. And it doesn't matter if you have DNA markers that's the same in your family. It doesn't matter if you're buddies. It doesn't matter if you're lovers. It doesn't matter if you're co-workers. You're toast. So you better watch these people. And you've been given 2 opportunities now to see people for who they really are in their core. So be careful. And guys, as always, till we see you again here at Seven Trumpets Prepper Channel, hope the Most High Yah Baruch you and keep you, make his face shine upon you, show you favor, and give you shalom, my friends. In Yahushua name.